This is really, really bad news for Bitcoin. Take a look. We just broke this level on the stochastic RSI. We've only done that 5 other times in the past 13 years, and all 5 times ended in a horrific bloodbath crash. Take a look. We just crossed this level in the stochastic RSI. The previous time we did that was right here in 2021. And once we did that, we had a 77% crash. Time before that, 2019, 73% crash, breaking this level. Time before that, 2017, breaking this level, 83% crash. Time before that, 2013, crossing this, 76% crash. And the first time we ever did it, dropping below here, 93% crash. In other words, Bitcoin has never crossed below this level and not had a huge, horrific mega crash. It's never happened in 13 years. What is about to happen with Bitcoin? Are we going to do more of the same and have an absolute devastating mega crash from here? Or somehow, some way, can this be avoided? In today's video, we're going to unlock all of the facts and take a look. Let's get into it. This is your last chance. Don't miss out on getting my huge bonus video. That bonus video is absolutely free to everyone on my email list. If you're on my email list, you already got that video. If you're not on the email list, completely missing out. This is your last chance to scoop it up. It's my prediction on Bitcoin's next huge move with the 2-month chart versus the stochastic RSI cross. Who's going to win? What's my prediction? Unlock this bonus video right now by going to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Sign up to the email list. It takes 2 seconds and unlock that video instantly. cryptocrewuniversity.com. Go now. Hi, I'm Steve. I quit my job over 13 years ago, been traveling the world since, thanks to my trading and investing skills. Join me for sponsorship-free TA with genuine value that actually works. Subscribe. Here we are on Bitcoin US dollar index, and we are on the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, we have price action above, and we have the legendary stochastic RSI at the bottom. Now, the stochastic RSI runs from a range of 0 up to 100. When we get up to 100, we have no more momentum, and oftentimes you see a reversal in said momentum. When we get down here, we have no momentum in the market. We're often in an absolute bloodbath down here. Now, what you want to do is you want to buy when Bitcoin is down here, and you want to sell when Bitcoin is up here. In simple terms, that's what you want to do. However, you have human emotions, which make it absolutely nearly impossible to do so, and you end up doing the exact opposite of what I just said, which is typically buying up here and selling down here. If you remember the previous time you wanted to sell, it was highly likely that we were down here, right, in our bear market. And the last time you wanted to buy Bitcoin was probably when we were up here, meaning we were roughly at 28,000 to 73,000. You probably wanted to buy in that area. But once we get up to 100 on our momentum, we literally can't go above 100. That's topping out at our momentum, which we topped out at about 73,000, started topping out our momentum. And clearly there's only one way to go. If you can't go up anymore, which way can you go? You go down. So we lost our momentum. When the orange line is on top, often you see a price drop. And when the blue line is on top, often you see a price rise. The stochastic RSI is fantastic for our momentum. But in today's purposes, you can see in 13 years of Bitcoin's price action, we've never had a bull run get above inside of this price channel here, inside of this zone here, and dip back below. We've never had a dip back below and not have a crash of at least 73%. The smallest crash ever was here in 2019 when we had a 73% crash. Now, what's cool about this is there's a couple distinct categories that I'm going to show you. For example, one of the categories is sometimes we have these crosses at the absolute pinnacle of our market cycle top. Take a look, but it's not always the case, hence different categories. Let's talk about category 1 being our absolute pinnacle market cycle top. Case in point, 2011, our absolute pinnacle market cycle top was here, and we had our stochastic RSI drop below, and it resulted in a 93% crash. For example, this one was not at our pinnacle absolute market cycle top. That we'll leave for category 2 because we actually did the same exact thing in 2021's market cycle. Those are the exact same, a mirror image of each other. We'll get to those in a minute. But we went from 2011 to 2017 doing the same exact thing again at our absolute market cycle top. That is precisely when we fell through this line. So you can see 2011, absolute market cycle top, crashed through this line, plummet in price. 2017, market cycle top, crashed through this line, plummet in price. 2021 and 2013, we will call category 2. And then there's one last secret category, which I'll unveil in a minute. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. But you can see 2013 and 2021 were exactly identical, meaning we had a stochastic RSI cross down here and we started plummeting and price started rising, right? This is divergence where we had a high in price and then a higher high, and our indicator we had a high and a lower high. This is remarkably strong bearish divergence. Oftentimes you'll see the tops of markets in different indicators show ridiculously strong bearish divergence, marking the top. Meanwhile, Grandma Betty in the herd are just shouting at the top of her lungs that we're going to go way higher. And you're looking at the chart and you're like, are these people on drugs? If so, like what kind of drugs are they on? Incredibly strong bearish divergence. There's no way we can start to rally up higher and higher, right? So you can see in 2021, it was more of the same, where we had our first market cycle top here, our double top here. In between then, we had technically a high and a higher high, and our indicator had a high and a lower high by a wide margin. Remarkably strong bearish divergence playing out right before our eyes. And once again, if you were in the market in 2021, you already know everyone was screaming 100K Bitcoin just around the corner. I haven't checked the charts recently, but I don't think that came. Now, as you know, our 5.3 theory, which we covered years ago, predicted that this cycle we're in now will not reach 100K. It looks like that's playing out pretty well so far. We'll have to see if that will continue. But again, what's really cool is that 2011 was pretty similar to 2017 and 2013 was pretty similar to 2021. Now, which category is 2024 going to fall into? Are we going to have this remarkably strong bearish divergence like 13 and 21? Or are we going to mark the market cycle top like we did in 11 and 17? This is your last chance. Don't miss out on getting my huge bonus video. That bonus video is absolutely free to everyone on my email list. If you're on my email list, you already got that video. If you're not on the email list, completely missing out. This is your last chance to scoop it up. It's my prediction on Bitcoin's next huge move with the 2-month chart versus the stochastic RSI cross. Who's going to win? What's my prediction? Unlock this bonus video right now by going to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Sign up to the email list. It takes 2 seconds and unlock that video instantly. cryptocrewuniversity.com. Go now. Now, what's really cool is there's a third category. Only one distinct time has the market done this, where it wasn't a huge bearish divergence and it wasn't the absolute market cycle top. Do you see what I'm seeing here? There's one data point, right? We have 5 data points in front of us. All 5 were remarkably painful, bloody crashes. All of them happened when we crossed this line, but one of them has a distinct, unique category, which maybe we could be in right now. Take a look. In this market right here in 2017, obviously we had this market cycle top play out like we had talked about. We went into a bloodbath. You want to buy when our momentum is down here, once again, and you want to be selling when we're up near 100, obviously. I need to state the obvious because it's very hard to do. Right? It's very hard to do. Now, when you see what happened, right? We had this crash here. We entered the bottom of our bear market here. We finally had a stochastic RSI cross up here, and we started absolutely going parabolic, leading us to this situation, right? This situation was the sole time where Bitcoin had its fast and slow line up here, and we crashed down back through, and it wasn't the parabolic market cycle top, and it wasn't the idea of having this bearish divergence. This is the sole data point that's somewhat of an outlier of the 5 data points we have here, right? The other 4 are pretty simple. 13 and 21, big bearish divergence. 11 and 17, market cycle top. Pretty simple, right? This is the only data point where it doesn't meet those categories. It's an outlier. It's a unique situation. So let's study it, because maybe we're in that unique situation now, or maybe we're at the market cycle top now, or maybe we're about to prepare for bearish divergence. Let me get into all 3 of those scenarios, but first, we've got to do what's logical. We have to talk about this outlier, better understand it, then we can clearly see if we're in that now. Let's take a look. So in 2019, again, we had this parabolic run up, which I've been covering Bitcoin for many, many years. I was covering Bitcoin right here in this chair during this time. And as we were rising to 7,000, to 8,000, to 9,000, everybody was going crazy and everyone was making a lot of money. And they were screaming for 100K then. They were doing it then. This damn Grandma Betty was screaming it at the top of her lungs. She's the leader of the herd. They were saying, here it is, 100K. Everybody's counted Bitcoin out and we're going to 100K. And I was the person on the other side of the fence where nobody was there at the time. And I was saying, hey, pump the brakes. And if you go on a weekly scale, right, we had a gravestone doji print on the weekly scale right at the top, right here. You see this gravestone doji? We covered it right on our channel. We said, hey, this is a trend reversal candle. You're going to see a trend reversal. Yes, we went to 14K. It was really cool. Everybody loved it, but that's short-lived. Get ready for a big surprise. And that's what happened, right? You can see that we crashed down below this level, but it still resulted in an absolute crash of 73%, right? So it is an outlier in data points. It is our lowest crash, but again, it wasn't the top and it wasn't bearish divergence. It was in the beginning of the bull run, literally in phase 1, right? So what caused that? We were just overextended and we had that gravestone doji and we had this loss of our momentum. It was clear. But what you can see from our previous video, which we covered with this green line, we also had huge trouble at that time with the green line. And once again, when you cross below that green line, especially with a multitude of candles, it's big foreshadowing of what's coming. We had that crash below here at about 8,800. And again, we crashed all the way to 3,000. That was foreshadowing. That was a warning. Warning shots were fired. And Grandma Betty and the herd, they did not listen, right? Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. So we want to avoid these warning shots. We want to be receptive of these warning shots. And the market has a warning shot that was just fired, right? This was a close. This is a clean close. We just closed the monthly chart. This is fresh. And we have our fast line and our slow line below here. By the way, if you're wondering, what's the fast line? What's the slow line? The blue line always moves faster, right? The orange line is always slower. So the blue line, when I say the fast line, it's always referring to the blue line. The orange line is slower. What you'll notice in pretty much every indicator that there is, if there's multiple lines, there's always a fast moving line and always a slower line. The fast moving line is always the trigger line, where it will make crosses up. It'll make crosses down. And that slower line is kind of like Grandma Betty, always moving a little bit slower, right? That's how these indicators work, all of them on planet Earth. Another little tip to put in your toolkit. Now, when we look at it, we can say, okay, now I'm starting to understand this thing. I should be selling when we're up here at 100. I should be buying when we're close down to 0. That would help you tremendously. And now you understand, okay, there's 2 simple categories of this thing, right? This occurrence has happened 5 times. You can tell your friends. It's happened 5 times. 2 of them were at the market cycle top, and 2 of them had pretty strong bearish divergence. Simple, clean, easy. One of them was an outlier, 2019, phase 1 of the bull. We were just overextended, but we crashed 73%. So what is most likely to happen here? Well, what is interesting is this is a monthly close. We could come out of this. There's one way we could come out of this as a little fake out. And that would be a weekly stochastic RSI cross in a large way, momentous way, could bring Bitcoin back rather quickly back into this zone. And this could be a fake out, and we could avoid these huge crashes, right? I just said a lot of coulds in a row. It's like, if this happens and then that happens and then this happens and the stars align, we could have a good result. So what does that sound like to you, right? This is a warning sign, plain and simple. No matter how you look at it, you could be the biggest Bitcoin bull in the world. If you're looking at this chart and you're still like, oh, there's no chance of a crash, you're out of your mind. And your name is probably Grandma Betty. You have to be open-minded to what the data is saying. Yes, emotionally, you want Bitcoin to go up. You want it to go way past 100K, and you want it tomorrow. But what is realistic is the market is giving us a warning sign. Just like it did when we closed below that green line, it's giving us, just like it gave us a warning sign when the RSI was over 88. These are warning signs that come, they're hidden, nobody pays attention to them except us, right? I'm always on the other side of the fence, so you don't have to be. You come to the channel and you're like, okay, now I see the facts, right? So the market is sending us a warning sign, and it still comes down to the weekly stochastic RSI could still save the day versus that 2-month candle, that gravestone doji right here on the 2-month scale. Gravestone doji, by definition, found at the tops of rallies, thin body right at the open and close, little to no low upper wick, and a huge upper wick. This is the gravestone doji, and this is the weekly stochastic RSI cross. And right now, even today, with all of these facts that we just named, it still comes down to these two stars. One of them is going to win, and the other one is going to get absolutely destroyed. That's why I made a bonus video discussing my actual opinion, my raw, uncut, unedited opinion of what I really think is going to happen in this market. To unlock it, simply go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. It's free, and you will instantly unlock my opinion. But right now, look, the stochastic RSI could still save the day, but we still have that 2-month gravestone doji. There's still a chance for Bitcoin. 5.3 Theory said no 100K this cycle. Who is going to win? It's getting really exciting. But make no mistake, this is a clear warning sign that we cannot overlook no matter what you think Bitcoin is going to do next. This is your last chance. Don't miss out on getting my huge bonus video. That bonus video is absolutely free to everyone on my email list. If you're on my email list, you already got that video. If you're not on the email list, completely missing out. This is your last chance to scoop it up. It's my prediction on Bitcoin's next huge move with the 2-month chart versus the stochastic RSI cross. Who's going to win? What's my prediction? Unlock this bonus video right now by going to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Sign up to the email list. It takes 2 seconds and unlock that video instantly. cryptocrewuniversity.com. Go now. Leave your comments down below with what you believe is going to happen. We'll come back to this video and we will take a look at it. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.